Shubham Bagdia is up next, EMEA Director at Whatfix. And I'll remind you that Whatfix have a stand out there. So if you want to talk to them, have a look at what they do. Please go and see them during coffee break or after at the end of the day. And I'll hand over. We'll aim to finish at 3, if that's okay.
Perfect. That should be.
Yeah.
Am I audible well? Cool. Cool. Firstly, a great presentation there, and I think just the perfect timing. I'm pretty much a continuation of the problem that you solved. Hello, everyone. This is Shubham. I'm the EMEA Sales Director at Whatfix. More importantly, I'm one of those people who's enjoying their job. And even further, I'm very cautious of the fact that you're all investing 20 minutes with me. I want to ensure that you go away with at least one thing that sounds cool. So that's really the objective of my presentation today. I'm going to be talking about how you de-risk and accelerate your digital transformation, pretty much a continuation of the last presentation. OK. Cool. So just to get things started, I think if you look at it, this is Jane, just one among us. She's really a happy user of these awesome technologies, Uber, Netflix, Google Maps. Now, I was speaking with one of the CIOs of a British tea maker company, and he said that his grandmother can use Netflix very easily. That's how intuitive and awesome this technology is. Now, but our colleague Jane, when she takes that Uber and she goes to work and she starts her day, this is what happens. The moment she starts and the expression starts to change a bit, some of the technologies that she has to use. And more importantly, the moment she's getting into full-time business, this is the situation. She's really overwhelmed with the amount of applications that she has to use. The grandmother experience that we have with Netflix is not really the same experience that we have with our enterprise technologies. Now, this fact that our users are really overwhelmed with enterprise solutions, they're not using them to the max potential, is what we call as adoption gap. And that's the problem statement that we're solving. We're a digital adoption solution provider. Now, what is really causing this problem? A variety of reasons, but to summarize a few, as an industry, we are moving from legacy systems to SaaS applications. We are having updates, upgrades, process changes, policy changes, so on and so forth. For a typical user like Jane, that's just too much coming her way. Now, and more importantly, it's not about just these applications. They're all awesome technologies. I mean, of course, Salesforce, Oracle, Microsoft, et cetera. But the core business that they're doing, they're really assisting you with a comprehensive package of a set of multiple capabilities. Now, it's very obvious, right? The moment you start adding multiple capabilities, your applications start getting complex. And that's the chicken and egg situation. And that's what adds to the issue of adoption gap. And that's where we come in. I mean, now, firstly, why are we even solving this problem? If you think of everything that was spoken in the last presentation, whenever you're investing in these enterprise applications, there is a business case to it. You want to generate value for the company. You want to have process compliance, data compliance. And as mentioned, there are massive capital investments that have been made. But your end users for whom these systems are meant for, if they do not use it or do not use it the way you want them to, then you're fundamentally missing the boat. Your digital transformation is only as good as the adoption of it. And I'm just going to take a pause and say that line again. Your digital transformation is only as good as the adoption of it. And that's where we come in. We are a digital adoption solution provider. We are an add-on solution. We sit on top of any of the underlying applications, Salesforce, Oracle, custom applications, et cetera, helping your users perform the variety of tasks that they have to be doing there. Now, how are we really doing this? It's pretty much the principle of Google Uber. If you think about all the users, our expectations have changed, our behaviors have changed. Nobody has the time to learn. People need instant contextual help. If I want to create a supplier invoice, if I want to create a quote, if I want to access my pay slips, I really don't care if it's Salesforce, Oracle, or whatever. I just need my job done. And that's what's the focus about that users have. Now, just to give you guys a small example before I get into details of my presentation, let's take this use case. We are on Salesforce, standard application. I just want to create a new opportunity. Whenever you click just one field, a form opens with 20 plus elements there. Now, let's just say opportunity name. Now, every user is different. Everyone has a different background. They understand differently. They feel differently. I might write name of the company. You might write name of the person. You might write name of the application. Everyone is right. Everyone thinks differently. But as a company, there is a certain guidelines that you want them to follow. Without that, we end up in a situation of incomplete, incorrect, or inconsistent data. Now, scale it up to an enterprise level, that's massive. You have a routine situation of inconsistent data going down to downstream systems, and people saying, hey, Shubham, you did not fill this, you did not fill it in that format. And there's a to and fro between departments. Sometimes processes are getting delayed by weeks, which is impacting to the actual business there. Now, a very simple solution to this problem that I'm going to be talking about, just the same field there with whatfix. The moment the user is going to interact with that field, you have a tip. When I say opportunity name, I mean name of the company and deal value in USD, not GBP, not Euro. But for Jane, as a user, the moment she's interacting with that field, she has an exact guidance of what she has to fill, where she has to fill, how she has to fill. That's the point that we're really talking about. How do you enable real-time, personalized guidance to each user at the exact moment of need, ensuring right data in the right place, at the right form, in the right format, at the right time. That's the key principle that we are talking about that add-on layer. A lot of details around it, but this was just a starter there. And to give you an example, now let's say you have a variety of audience here. Some of you are individual product owners or application owners. In your case, for example, if I just take Salesforce as an example, now I might just log into the application and I need to perform a set of processes. Let's say I just want to configure my profile, change my password. When I click on it, I'm being guided inside the application. Click here, click there, enter that detail. So the point being, I as a user, I don't really need to learn or remember the underlying application. I am being guided inside the application real time. And that's the key principle that we are talking about. How do you help your users? Now, the use case may differ, the tasks may differ, the application may differ, the user role may differ. It's all the same. You're going to have a consistent experience for each of your users all the time. And these are just 3 examples that I'm just showing. Now, the user can just go there, ask for any help of what they really want to look for, search for, and they get the content there. It can be image, video format, etc. But that's the key principle that we're talking about. How do I do this? Where do I find that? That help is addressed real time. Now, what I showed you was just one example on Salesforce. Now, a lot of you are also looking at a strong, wider department or an enterprise level. The big factor of any enterprise solution these days is also scalability. Whatever help you ensure, it needs to be scalable to applications, departments, etc. And that's where we also go on an enterprise level there. And in that scenario, now it doesn't matter who you are, where did you log in from, are you on your desktop screen or you're on Salesforce or you're on Oracle, you have a one-stop solution there. So in this case, for example, what we call as an enterprise search, you have that help there. Now for an end user, I just open my laptop, I'm looking for my referral policy, I just search it, and it is already integrated with your knowledge repositories, and the policy document opens up. Maybe I want to watch a company's corporate video, I just search for it, and I get that. The point being, it's a one-stop solution for your enterprise user. So if you think about it, for Jane, who was really overwhelmed with a variety of technologies, now she has a one-stop solution of getting guidance of what she has to do, where she has to do. As I said, the principle here is it's a seamless experience across any application, and that's why you, on a company level, you can ensure that experience across multiple applications for overall business process there. And I was talking about Jane now, who was really overwhelmed with technology. We have realized that on an aggregate level, a typical employee uses 14 plus technologies. For example, I'm a seller. I use a CRM system, a quote management system, a contract management system, an HCM system, and digital workplace, et cetera, et cetera. For all of this, the principle that we are bringing to the table is this one single unified layer, which can be an add-on to any of the underlying enterprise technology, helping Jane get that experience that's needed. She can now use technology at her will the way she really wants to. On a category level, while that's something that I've been saying, Gartner has officially published reports about digital adoption platforms. They've evaluated 40 plus technologies that are there, RPA, chatbots, etc. Digital adoption platforms are rated as the #1 core workplace technology to be used by enterprises globally. They have evaluated these technologies across business value and business feasibility. And according to their estimates, 70% of the organizations globally will be using DAP solutions in the next 3 years. So that's where we are as a category, as a solution there. Really useful. Just a quick snapshot. I mean, this technology, because it's an add-on layer, that's why it is relevant for every application, every industry. Our customers are across a whole variety of technology industries. More importantly, they're all using across multiple applications in all local languages. So when we're talking about real-time personalized guidance, we really mean it from all dimensions there. I think somebody mentioned about G2 Crowd, so all those areas you can get the details there. Why are we doing this? I started with that problem. We are really focusing upon improving user productivity, time to proficiency, support queries, training content creation. There's a lot of multiple value drivers that we have. But most importantly, improving business efficiency. That's what we're really focusing upon, improving the adoption of your underlying application. Now, while these are benefits that you see on your screen as a direct benefit of a DAP solution, more importantly, if you think about it, the adoption of your underlying application is getting improved, which might be SAP, Salesforce, etc. The business case of that underlying application is also getting justified, and that's why your indirect benefit is much, much higher than what you're seeing on your screen there. All of that's on the front end, but just to give you a quick snapshot, I have 2 minutes. You also get analytics there. We keep talking about you can solve a problem only once you know the problem. And that's where this analytics comes into the picture. All of you have thousands of users globally. How do you know who's struggling with what? Where are your users dropping off? What is it that they're searching help for? All of those analytics are captured at the back end. As an admin, you can see where your users need help, how much time they're taking across the process. Use those insights to create help content, which is most relevant for them, and take data-driven decisions. Give data-driven feedback to your management. OK, this is the increased value on ROI that I'm talking about. Really, really powerful. This is something that is loved by most of my customers. Summarizing again, this is the key principle. What we've seen is really today, because of all the problems that I mentioned, this is where once you invest in a new technology, you invest in the training, et cetera, there is a further investments in supports, et cetera, because there is a forgetting curve. Using our DAP solutions, as my colleagues say, it's more like an insurance policy on your enterprise investments. How can you ensure continued adoption and growth on those projects there? As a solution, we are ISO, SOC 2, GDPR, so all those compliances are in place. That can be discussed later on. And I'm going to close off with the same statement that I started with. Your digital transformation is only as good as the adoption of it. I really hope that you got at least one good takeaway from my presentation. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.
That was a little bit shorter than I expected. You'll be able to get more coffee. We will take questions to Stefan and Kate, who are on the panel at 25 past, and that will kick off on time. So if you want to save the questions for that, you can then. We'll make a bit of time on that panel for that. You can also go and see Shubham outside the WhatFix stand if you've got questions. But if there's any burning questions for this particular one at the moment, we do have a few minutes. Oh, I hate the deadly silence. No, we've got one. We've got one. Excellent. We need a microphone, don't we? Yeah. It's coming.
Obviously, this WhatFix platform integrates with lots of different systems, but what about internally developed systems that we have? Could you also put it across those?
Yeah, it's the same principle. We work on any application, including internal applications. We are an add-on solution. And the other benefit there is tomorrow, if you have any change, you have to kind of raise a CR and take time and cost for it. Here, you can quickly make a change, make that step. So it works on your custom applications as well. Thank you.
Any other last questions? Or you can go out and talk to him outside anyway. Oh, we've got one. Kate, go ahead.
You're just going to, cool, this is fun. Just
You're mic'd up, it's magic.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You were kind of showing the dashboard there about problems in the process and
Yes.
some data there.
Yes.
Do you have overall metrics just about general adoption to see how many people should be using it and how many people are?
How should people be using that?
Or measuring, are there any general metrics you're using to measure adoption as a whole thing rather than individual steps?
Yeah, I mean, if I say like a broader term, generally we see that the adoptions are around 20 to 30% for any large transformation projects there. And when we say 20 to 30%, we're really talking about what was your overall business case when you procured the technology, the kind of ROI that you were expecting, what are your current ROI levels there. And that's on a broader level. Then, of course, we go deep down on each of the application, each of the processes, because when I say 20 to 30%, where is it that you're having issues, where it is not being utilized, and that's where those analytics come into the picture.
Great. If there's no more questions, it's coffee time. 15:25 on the dot, okay?